Hi, this is Bill, and this is going to be my demonstration, or at least an attempt, to install a short course truck body on my Exceed crawler. And this here is an OFNA Hyper SC truck, and I'm going to use this as the base for my experiment. And what I'd like to do is install this body on the Exceed crawler. Now, as you can see, we've got some interesting problems with the wheelbase are off, and obviously the height of the body itself. So here's going to be the steps that I'm going to attempt to mount this body on the crawler, and we'll see how it looks when it's done. Okay, now the first thing that I'm going to need to do is, in order to extend the wheelbase, is this bolt here. I'll need to move this forward to the front notch over here, and this is on the front where the steering servo is located. And then on the rear of the chassis, I need to move this bolt here to the rear point on the chassis here, and this will maximize the amount of the wheelbase. The next thing that I'll need to do is I'll go ahead and remove the body mounting post on top and move the electronics around. And once I've get that, I'll make enough room for me to be able to come up with a new mounting bracket to put on top of the chassis. Okay, the next step after removing all the hardware is I'm going to be using this aluminum angle bracket that I've purchased at my local hardware store, and I think it's about $2 for a 3-foot piece of aluminum. And what I've done is I've measured off and cut it to length to the same length of my body posts from end to end here, so that way I should get a halfway decent or a similar fit. The idea is I want to use the same body mount holes for this body as I do on the crawler. That way I don't have to drill new holes in my body. Okay, here you can see I've removed all of the mounting brackets off the Exceed. And these two holes here on the chassis, I'm going to recycle those same holes and try to reuse the same hardware. And here you can see I've pre-drilled the two holes in my angle bracket, and then that will line right up on top of the chassis like so. And then that will give me the same overall length of the wheelbase for the original body for the short course truck. And then this is going to be how it's going to line up, and you should see that the ends of the top angle iron are now in line with the axles. Okay, for this one nut here, I found it very useful to use these long reach needle nose pliers, so that way I can hold the nut inside from underneath the chassis, because the spur gear was blocking access from underneath the chassis to be able to hold the nut in place. The other three nuts, not a problem, but this one here, I just had to really use that to hold that nut while I tighten it down, so that way I can get this bracket to mount on the chassis. Okay, I just finished with my modifications, and I've got my brackets mounted in place, remounted my electronics, and I've got my body post set in place. And what I found here was that the HPI 6507 body post set seemed to work the best for me. I tried to recycle the original body posts that came with the Exceed, and unfortunately they were just a little too short. This is the body post of the HPI set. It's a little bit longer for to be able to work with. And then down here you can see how it just wasn't quite long enough for the front. And then after you install this in place, you just cut off the excess, and then the set comes with a nice little retaining clip to hold the body down. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the fit of the body. And this is actually the same. The holes line up just the same as my other truck. And I guess let me back this out a little bit so we can kind of get a better look. And what we've done here now is I made it to where the front can clear all the way down to the bottom, and same thing in the rear. We'll go ahead and clear that down and get a little side angle from it here so we can kind of see what it looks like. And it somewhat looks like a scale truck. This probably doesn't qualify as a scaler, but at least it looks more like a short course truck than it does a crawler. Thanks for watching, and be sure to click on the link of the description of this video for more additional links, information, pictures, and parts that I use to make this conversion. Thanks.